Hi everyone, welcome to week 5. Now this week we have just finished up submitting our rhetorical analysis essay, and we don't have a whole lot of time to rest because we are turning right into our final project. So this final project, our writing project 3, is going to be split into 2 parts. And let me get into it. And before I even get into it, please do not be too overwhelmed with all of these things crammed into week 5. There's actually not a whole lot that we're going to be turning in this week, but there's a lot we're going to start researching. And so I have so many sources here on how to research, how to find really good supportive sources like articles and websites and books even that you can use in your research essay. So don't be too overwhelmed with that. Let's get in and we'll walk through everything. So I'm just going to start right here because that's where you're finding this video, and read over this overview of the writing project 3A and 3B. So this is the whole picture. We are going to be working towards writing an expository research essay. In English 101, the criteria or even the course description at Chandler Gilbert is this class is devoted to learning how to compose informative writing. So this isn't the type of writing where we're going to make an argument or share an opinion. We're not going to send out some call to action, where we're trying to rile up our audience and persuade them. Expository means informational. So we are going to be informing our audience. And so over this next few days, we are going to be picking a topic that we want to inform our audience about. Keep that in mind, because a topic that, well, we certainly don't want to pick a topic such as what should be done about racism, anything that's debatable. That's not the correct type of topic that we want to pick. That would be great for an argumentative essay, but not for an informational one. For an informational essay, we are picking a thing or an act, and we are simply going to inform our audience about that act. We are largely staying objective and neutral. We're just passing along information to them. So keep that in mind as we do this project. Read over these instructions, the overview. Anytime that we have a research project where we are going to be using the library or learning how to find good sources on the internet, it's really important, and you'll come across this several times in college, where you need to organize those sources. You need to look at them and be very selective to what kind of articles that you want to include and what you don't want to include, and then how to organize them. And so the second part of this writing project 3 will be the essay. But the first part, what I have labeled as 3A, is going to be an annotated bibliography. Okay, so let's look over here. Here's some instructions specific to 3A, that annotated bibliography. And this type of writing is very common. It's also very formulaic. Okay, we'll start out with a little brief introduction that tells our audience what we are doing and what kind of sources we've gathered. But there are a couple handouts here that explain exactly what an annotated bibliography is. I'm going to show you, I'm going to just go right to the student examples so you can see what they look like. Okay, so I invite you all to pick a common topic and look for something unique about that you want to share with your audience. So this student wrote about cooking, and she informed her audience about the emotional benefits of cooking. Okay, and so that's the little introduction. And then if you look, she has found, we're only finding 4 sources. I've kept it simple because we have such a quick schedule. But her first source, so for each source, she provides a full MLA citation for that source. And then she writes I think it's 4 to 5 sentences of summary. We've practiced summary. And then the next paragraph is going to be about 3 paragraphs on why this source or this article is useful, how she could use this for her essay. So she says right here, this article will be fantastic for the beginning of my thesis and talking about the history of cooking. Okay? And then you simply move to the next one. The second source, there's the full citation. We have a paragraph of summary and then a paragraph of how she will use that source, and then move to the third one. And so it's very formulaic. So this is just a pattern of organizing sources. Obviously, she has a lot more here that we are going to than what is required for this assignment, but that provides the overview of what is expected. And here is a little handout that kind of breaks it down also. How it's supposed to be formatted, you know, all of those things, what an example would look like. It's very formulaic. So it's like a big, expansive works cited that has some notes on it. Okay, so you have the hanging indentation and all of that. Okay, that's what we're going to be working on over the next few weeks. This and obviously some research. Okay, so let's see what we're doing next this week. And this is just more information on what an annotated bibliography is. Look over that. Let me know if you have any questions. And speaking of questions, that was a nice segue. We're going to work on research questions. A lot of times people think that research starts with a thesis. No, it does not. It starts with a question. A thesis is the answer to that question. And so read over this, watch the video. I have more explanation there. And yes, even though this is an objective, informative essay that we are going to be working towards, it will include an informative thesis, okay, that tells the audience what this paper is all about. Read over that. And then we're going to do some brainstorming where we're just going to think about things, think about possible topics, and keep them simple. Please I want you all to keep them simple. I don't want to read about wormholes or space travel or CRISPR or whatever it is. Anyway, just keep it simple. Make it easy for yourself. Yes, the simple topics can really generate some really exciting research, because a lot of times we forget how complex even simple things can be, or common things can be. So we're going to brainstorm a whole lot of ideas, and then we're going to come back to one another's initial posts and ask some questions that can maybe help one another come up with some ideas of what to write about. Okay? And then I'm going to ask you for your topic. I know it's a quick turnaround. We only have 1 week to pick a topic, but be sure that you let me know by Saturday, because we need to start working. And then I'm going to pop back out here. There's more in this module, but I want to give you kind of an overview. Here we go, week 5. So the rest of what's in this module are just sources on research, what kind of terminologies we use, what to do even before we start researching, and some strategies. Right here in the Chandler Gilbert Research, I'll open those up. I have some videos that they have made, some that I have made, you know, for various classes and for this one, on what databases are in the library. On this page, I'm walking through, I have several videos that I've done for a couple classes. I thought they might be useful, of where I walk through the library, using the library, because at least 2 of our sources need to come from that library. Okay? And then a couple sources can come from the internet. Let's see, that's for other sources for the library, but online sources, evaluating online sources and determining what is credible, because there's some good things on the internet, but there's a whole lot of junk. Okay, how do you find good, credible sources that meet the criteria and they're at the caliber for college research? Okay, blogs and just, you know, anonymous posts are not going to cut it. All right, and then we're going to get into week 6. All right, so that's an overview of what we're doing this next week. Let me know if you have any questions, and visit me during office hours on Tuesday afternoons between 1 and 3. Have a great week. Bye-bye.